for what's right. Because it's unconscionable, it's treasonous what our own federal government is doing to us in actually sanctioning an invasion, a foreign invasion of our country across that border. I know that you guys know that, and I just want to speak on behalf of, well, every state now is a border state. Every state is affected. So for you all to be jumping in the arena, knowing that, like I say, now more than ever, we have to stand tall, we have to stand up and fight for what is right. Every violation of our charters of liberty that's going on right now, Article 1, Article 4, different clauses in our charters of liberty that our federal government is sanctioning to allow this invasion, like I say, if that's not treason, I don't know what treason is via our leaders. So for you all to be standing up and saying, you know what, enough is enough. We're not going to take it anymore. We're going to take our country back. You all, Texans, you're the epicenter of this. Thank you so much for being the activists, for being the hardworking, independent, patriotic Americans that you are. And you know what? Who better to usher in for all of us a reminder that we have God-given rights to protect ourselves, our states, God-given rights that shall not be infringed upon. Who better than to remind us of that than the one, the only, the iconic, the immortal, the ridiculously patriotic Ted Nugent?
Sarah Palin with Ted Nugent, is this awesome or what? Well, I think the most important thing to be said, I can say, look at real America. God bless you. Real America, not far from the Planet of the Apes in Austin. I salute you for being here. And you know why I feel right at home? And this is serious times. I'll try to manage my emotion because my heart is broke right now. And I'd like to start by saying to all the veterans out there and all the law enforcement and the citizens who took an oath to the sacred Constitution, I'm going to be real cocky, which I'm really good at. And I'd like to apologize on behalf of we the people for allowing this piece of shit to get in the White House. We're sorry to the Vietnam vets and 58,000 dead heroes for this. That this devil scum snake thinks he's the commander-in-chief of the United States of America. We apologize for being so stupid and for bending over and allowing this to happen. Amen. But as I look out there, I do these things all over the country because for some reason, people keep inviting me to these events. And let me tell you why. My name is Ted Nugent. I'm a radical. My name is Ted Nugent. I'm from Detroit. We were not the murder capital because we're more violent. We're just better damn shots, okay? Yeah. I'm an extremist. I dare to experiment in self-government. I could have parachuted into America or onto planet Earth, and I could have wrote the First Amendment because I have an instinctual right to speak my mind. I have an instinctual, natural, perfect right to assemble against those who might not adhere to their constitutional oath that I hired based on that oath. I can protest on January 6th without the FBI causing all that violence. The king wouldn't allow me to choose my own religion, so I'm going to choose my own religion. I don't need a permit or a license for my First Amendment. I don't need a man to authorize my First Amendment. I've just got one from God. Nobody can intervene between me and God. Any questions? Let's move on to the Second Amendment now, shall we? Yeah. Constitutional carry What other kind of carry is there? What do I have? Constitutional First Amendment rights? No shit. What is with this compromise bullshit that has brought us to these horrific, painful, ugly, evil times? And it's because we stayed home, we didn't vote our conscience, and we let the snakes take over our country. So if you're here today and you've never registered to vote, I want you to leave right now. Because you did this. And if you're here and you admit to your failures, you need to register to vote and get everybody in your family at church, at school, at the bowling alley, at the deer camp, at the firing range, at the barbecue, and you need to demand that everybody in your life votes for the radical extremes of God, family, country, Constitution, Bill of Rights, the Ten Commandments, the Golden Rule, the Declaration of Independence, law and order, self-defense, good over evil. If you don't do that, Nancy Pelosi would like to thank you.
Yeah.
Any questions? By the way, that guy with that hat, I shot that hat for him. So anyhow, I'm proud to be here with Sarah Palin. Let me identify what Sarah Palin represents. She is the founding father's dream. She's actually my dream too. What a baby.
Woo! She looks great.
But she was a housewife and a mother. This is my wife.
Aww.
So I know a babe when I see one. All right? She was a citizen, and she was questioning the mayor's failures. And she didn't just question the mayor's failure, she took him on and she became the mayor. We the people taking charge based on the self-evident truth of the Constitution. Duh! And then she found that the governor wasn't performing his constitutional duties. So she challenged him. He didn't respond adequately, so she became governor.
Yeah.
Sarah Palin didn't invent the middle finger, but she perfected it. As did I.
Amen.
We do a middle finger ballet every day to find the punks in charge of our failed government. It's a sad day, but I'm hopeful. I do these events and I see piss and vinegar. I see spirit. I see that my hat says, I will not comply. I will not comply. You tell me to do something immoral against my constitutional oath, you better hope that's all I do is not comply. I come from Michigan, and they've lost their soul. It's a suburb of San Francisco, like Austin, like San Antonio, like Houston, like Dallas. What the hell happened to Texas? Conservatives were sleeping. So if you leave here today with any spirit and piss and vinegar and defiance, you've got to fight to take back wherever you're from. We can do it. New Jersey isn't Newark. New York isn't Manhattan. Michigan isn't Detroit. Illinois isn't Chicago. Texas isn't Austin. But the goons have kicked our ass with fake ballots, with deceptive tactics. So challenge those running to represent your Constitution. I'm a cop. I've done federal raids with U.S. Marshals here in Texas. I've kicked down doors. I got 14 felony arrests to my credit, which is why my guitar playing is so much sexier than the other guys. In fact, here's a great story. So I arrested this dirtball. We got a bunch of cocaine in the bag. These guys on the curb, we got him handcuffed, and he's got. It's Ted fucking Nugent. It was awesome. And I gave him one. All right. So I'm 75 years clean and sober.
Yeah.
If I was going to sleep, I'd be downright handsome. I'll tell you what. But I'm here to raise hell.
Come on.
I'm here to defy the status quo, crush the status quo, eliminate the status quo, and get back into absolute constitutional America.
Yeah.
And if somebody's running for office that wants your vote, ask them, do you think I need a permit or a license or any man's authorization to have a gun in my belt? And if they hesitate, do not vote for them.
That's right.
That's the tip of the spear. If another man thinks he can tell me where, if, how, or what with I can defend my life, that is a bad, evil man on the side of Joe Biden. I get to keep and I get to bear. Keep means it's mine, you can't have it. Bear means I got a couple on me right now and they're loaded.
That's right.
And no man has any say-so in that. No man. Constitutional carry. What other kind of carry is there? Anybody remember Libby's Cafeteria? In Texas? How many here are from Texas? Were you ashamed of yourself that day? I'm asking you. It's not funny. 24 Texans dead because they weren't allowed to carry a gun in a cafeteria. Allowed? I don't need to be allowed. There's no gun-free. I've never been in a gun-free zone. Once I arrive, it's not a gun-free zone anymore.
Gun-free zones are for criminals.
Yeah, I don't have a First Amendment free zone, a freedom-free zone, or a gun-free zone. So I would like to start right now by thanking you all for being here, and I hope you go forth in your lives. And I hope you raise hell and scare the shit out of liberals everywhere you go.
Yeah.
And just remember, if you're not pissing off the assholes, you're an asshole. can take this country back. I swear to God, it's in our hands. I've seen it happen. Study what we did in Louisiana last month. We got absolute conservatives elected because we scolded those who didn't vote to vote their conscience. God, family, country, Constitution, Bill of Rights, 10 Commandments, Golden Rule, law and order, self-defense. If you stand up for that and put pressure on your elected employees, this will be America again someday. God bless you all. Thank you for being here.
God bless you, Ted. Woo! Yeah. 110% Ted Nugent. Yeah. USA! 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 You! That was hot. You guys, just to show you where we're standing. I'm in spitting distance. That was great. Man, he gave us 120%.
That was good. Too,
Man.
I wish you guys didn't get so much buffering. It's too bad. Yeah.
There they go. God bless them. That was awesome. That was awesome. Woo! That was awesome. Oh my gosh. All right, y'all. That was fantastic. Getting some food.
We got a shot with the kids right here, man? No. Hey, Ted. We got a quick shot?
God bless you. Thank you. 120%. Thank you. That was great. Fantastic. Wow.
We expect you to see her here?
Sarah?
Uh-huh.
Oh no, but we were expecting Ted.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
so that was great.
Oh, Senator Cruz?
No, Ted Nugent.
Oh,
That's who just played.
oh, wait, I missed that.
Oh, I'm sorry you missed it. Oh my goodness, how
gosh.
could you not hear it? Wow, okay, tune in. God bless her. That was fantastic. All right, so any of you who came in late, if you'd like to see Ted Nugent coming off of the helicopter and coming and shaking my hand and speaking with me, it is earlier in the video. So what a guy. There's no reason for us to follow him all the way to the helicopter because we met him when he got off. So look at this. Well, have you guys met them yet?
Yeah.
Y'all need to travel in a pack. Awesome. You guys are great. Wow.
Can you hear me after the video?
Y'all are just so darn cute. I just love this.
I thought I was muted.
Oh.
I thought Ted was coming out here and walking out for 30 minutes. That's all we need. Right? So we have a very special guest with us tonight. I spoke with him earlier. His name is Matt Long. He's a 5th generation Texan, a father of 7. 7. I've got 20. That's about more than I can handle. I have to get a mini. 7 children in a minivan, or do you got to get a proper bus? You gotta get a bus. 7 children. He's the author of The House That Jesus Built.
Yes. Oh
It
my
is
gosh.
diametrically opposed to anything liberal, federal, and tyrannical. He's a
Oh
great
my
speaker,
God,
good friend of
how
mine.
great.
He's a company social thoughts.
That's so cool. God bless you. Oh my God.
All right.
I am just blown away.
It is.
That is the first time Ted Nugent has ever opened for me in my career.
Oh my gosh. It's like, this is huge.
Some notes here. Usually you find the last obituary.
Oh my God. God bless you, Gina. Oh my word. Oh my word. You want to be on? You want to be on?
No. You guys tell I wrote my own bio.
You're so beautiful.
Little two.
God bless you. Are you
I'm also a
be coming out?
2020 cold and flu season survivor.
Okay.
We all are.
Okay.
That's
Awesome. Awesome. I'm so glad. So we're going to be hanging out. Oh, so cool. Do you need anything to come on? Okay. Awesome. Did you come here with anyone? Okay.
You're right.
Yeah. Come and find me.
A lot of people don't like Mexico jokes because it was crossed
and I
the
don't
line,
want to dox
right?
you. So, okay.
But seriously, I can say that as a 5th generation Texan because we know nothing about going into another country and just refusing to leave, right? We've never done that.
So we're going to talk some more then.
But
Okay.
actually we have,
Awesome.
right?
Yay!
And the last time, just like this time,
More
with the Mexican people. What we have issue with is a tyrannical federal government that's not making life safer, but less
He said
safe.
he's 5th generation.
By encroaching on the God-given rights of Texas families.
7.
So does everyone know the story? We've got a lot of out-of-staters here, but originally Texas was in Mexico. That was the original
You guys,
goal.
I've got to find something to drink.
Santa Anna became a dictator, ripped up the Constitution, and started confiscating everyone's weapons. Texas took issue with it. Mexican forces came to the town of Gonzales and said, your town cannon. And the townspeople banded together.
I thought she was going to get the key.
That's right. They said, look, the threat that existed when you gave us this cannon still exists. So no
Hey.
We'll play that. Okay, let me.
without force, we will not yield.
Oh.
If you want the cannon, come and take it. And that's where you get the flag.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at the line. Wow.
I'm working on it, Frog. A little slow. Okay. 5x5 now. Is it all good? I went ahead and muted them because she's just going in to get something to eat, I guess. Yeah. I'm sounding a little horsey. I got the coof. Or else I would so be right there filming. That was my goal. I had planned it a week ago. I had people going with me. It was so I've been sitting here just boo-hooing for days. I think I was up on Indies the first day I had it and sounding pretty rough then. And well, we watched a movie together and then talked about the movie. It was Metropolis. If y'all haven't seen it, it's pretty relevant to these times. How are y'all all doing? It just seems like it's been forever since I've seen y'all. Elaine, I'm sorry, honey, but it's not fake. I'm just seeing too much of it. I am right here in Texas. So I have some other stuff to share with y'all since you're just not believing. Let me see if I can find just one of them even. I have so much saved of the immigrants coming in, and this one is like, let's see. There's Ted. Is it this one? Well, stop sharing, Bonnie. I can't see y'all right now. Just 1 second. See if this is it. No, this is not it. Okay. Dadgummit. Oh. When they leave there, they are going to the children's ranch. Oh, I can't even remember the name of it. It's the children's ranch. Actually, I have that saved too because JDL did an interview with the owners of the children's ranch. Oh, where is it at? They all say the same thing for their headlines, and so it's hard for me to find which one it is. Darn it. Huh. Wait, I think this is it. This is it. Okay, let me pull it up and I will share this one with y'all. You're south of San Antonio. See, hey Chuck, how are you doing? Yeah, because I wanted to restream what's going on in Dripping Springs. They had Ted Nugent, they had Sarah Palin, they had the organizer, what is his name? Oh, damn it. And he is running for state representative. I don't know. One of the guys with a booth, his name is Ryan Zink, and he is also running for a position. Y'all need to look him up. Pete Chambers. Thank you. That's it. Thank you, Indy. I think it's Pete Chambers. Yes, because it's called, his website is drpetechambers.com. And then Ryan Zink is on Twitter. He can be found there. He is running for something, and he had a booth. He was a J6er. He was arrested, the whole 9 yards. But I want to. Yeah, I'm only 30 minutes from where they're at right now, and it just kills me that I'm not there. Excuse me, I'm so sorry to cough at y'all. Let me share this with y'all. Anaconda, it's good to see you. Texas Jan, the cat, Chuck. Who else am I missing? Marshmallow Man. Lane and Frog, I've been talking to y'all. Okay. Chuck, did you want to come up? Well, I'm going to share this with y'all real quick. Well,
operation for 25 years, and they have been helping people all along the border.
Helping like how? Like, because I
Like
saw.
food, clothes, and occasionally.
Thanks for talking to me.
Yeah, occasionally people need homes because their homes burned down. We've had quite a few people that have lost their homes in Eagle Pass, Del Rio, and Uvalde in this area.
Like, so, okay, because I was doing a little research.
Mhm.
People that cross over can come stay here?
No,
This is for people in the United
this
States.
is for people.
Oh,
this
okay.
is for American citizens.
Okay, yeah.
Now, we do work with ministries
Mhm.
that work in foreign countries to aid them as well, because people need help everywhere. People are people.
I like to get different perspectives from people.
Mhm.
I've been covering the border, everything up and down the border. And I saw this, and then I was just kind of like, well, what is this? Because it's like literally the border is like right there. So I was just like, what is this ranch? And I kind of looked it up, and I said, okay, I'll come out, check it out.
So you don't know?
I don't know.
You know the Convoy?
The convoy? What convoy?
Take our border back.
No, I don't. I'm not aware of that.
They're coming here
Are they coming here?
Friday at noon.
Okay.
That's why we were like, who is this person?
Okay.
They're also, oh, you're from Arizona.
No, that's a rental.
Oh, that's a rental.
Yeah, that's
no,
a
never
rental.
mind.
That's
Where are
right.
you from?
So I'm JLR Investigates. So I'm on YouTube. I have a pretty big channel. I've been going from border cities to border cities.
Mm-hmm.
I just was in Jacumba, just in Sassabee, Lukeville, here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just recording because I'm just documenting. But yeah, it's cool that you guys are talking. I probably will actually be up here for the convoy, believe it or not, because I heard the convoy is coming.
But you didn't know where.
I didn't know where, but everybody says Eagle Pass. But then I was thinking, logistically, how can you get trucks into Eagle Pass with all the electrical outlets and no gas or,
They're actually coming here.
Interesting.
We're holding a revival.
Okay, so how many do you expect coming?
To be honest with you, I don't think that the numbers are accurate.
They say 700,000.
I think they're blowing smoke.
So you think a few hundred?
Maybe 1,000.
1,000.
Maybe. But remember, they're covering 3 cities in 3 states. Yeah.
So did the organizers reach out to you guys?
Yes, they did. They asked us if we wouldn't mind hosting. And this is the man himself.
How are you? JLR Investigates. How are you?
Who?
JLR Investigates YouTube channel. So we're covering the border stuff. We're covering the border stuff. And I actually might come up for the convoy to see, what's going on.
That would be wonderful.
I've been covering the border stuff I've been from Brownsville all the way to California, and I've been going from city to city. But it's weird because I'll be honest, I looked up this place because I was looking up this. First, I went over to this rest stop over there. There's a rest stop right on 277, and
1664.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what they were saying this morning, there was people from Guatemala there, like probably about 30, lined up.
No.
Where are people coming in?
All right.
Exactly around here,
There's a border patrol ramp right off over there.
behind that house on the left.
Like way back there. Like,
So is
when
it
you're
About
driving,
2 or 3 houses down.
2 or 3 houses, and is it
Well,
is accessible for public, or they have to
no,
lock it?
They lock it,
Ah,
and
There's
they don't.
concertina wire down there was.
yeah.
They don't even use it. They lost the boat ramp in Eagle Pass. They've got this little mini station over here they never really use.
Yeah.
They leave this area wide open. DPS and Maverick County are covering this, not Border Patrol.
Could I take a picture? You don't mind?
No, go right ahead. My phone number.
Everybody, if you go on YouTube, everybody on my channel
Mhm.
is
Hey, you're when you stand on the road, you're in public area. Anything you can see, you can take a picture.
well. I like people like that. I like people like that. Believe it or not,
No,
covering the border, there's been people saying,
No,
"Don't record me."
inside the fence. I can tell you no or
Yeah.
yes. But
Let's see what's going on. It's interesting. I got the.
have a whole lot to hide.
Yeah, no, my phone number.
Who's Anson? You?
That would be me.
All right, Anson. How are you? I'm JLR Investigates.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. And your name is?
This is Steve Mercer.
Hi, Steve. How are you? Nice to meet you.
I don't need to talk.
No, you're fine.
So it says ranch closed until further notice. So,
until Convoy.
Convoy.
Until Convoy. So when the Convoy rolls up, we're going to be opening up these gates because we don't want people to come in here until we have the convoy settled in. We want to get everybody all nice and peaceful. We're going to have multiple teams out here checking people in, finding out who's who. So because a lot of people have already called ahead for reservations.
Really? To stay?
To stay.
Really? I'm staying in Eagle Pass, but I'll tell you that it cost me almost $200 a night in one of the cheapest hotels.
Yeah,
because they said
yeah,
just supply and demand. I mean, there was rumors that Abbott might come down, Trump might come down. You know, there's a lot of rumors.
I've heard rumors to that effect.
Yeah.
They didn't just hike the prices up in Eagle Pass. They hiked them up over in Del Rio too.
Yeah,
because of this.
Everywhere. So what do you got? Like a hotel there?
No, that's actually bunkhouse.
A bunkhouse. It's when we
I'm
built
so
it.
glad I got to talk to you because I came up here maybe like
We built it to house volunteer teams to help with building this place as well as other ministries.
Gotcha. Because I came here probably I was at Christmas. I was here Christmas. I was Christmas is wild down there between the bridges, right? I came up here at night to see, but the way your website thing to act like anyone over there can come over here and hide. Like that's the way I kind of read it, but I wasn't sure. You know what I mean? So I was
here and hide.
Like basically a safe house for people that come over. No.
See,
Okay. Well, I mean, it wouldn't be that if you guys are hosting a convoy.
See, before the pandemic,
Yeah.
they were actually educating people on how to come over the legal way.
Yeah.
When the pandemic happened, Biden went open borders. They said, "Forget this. We ain't doing it no more."
Gotcha.
I actually went to classes to help people get legal.
Did you?
And I
We're
learned
in
that
support of
even
legal
those
immigration.
classes are
for sure.
crooked.
They're crooked.
Yeah, because they were trying to get people to be legal, even though they should never be legal.
Yeah. So, are you cool with the neighbors? Like, all the neighbors cool? Like, no.
I'm the only one that's not cool.
Why?
Apparently, he's not.
I mean, you seem
I'm the
cool.
only
You
one that's
seem
not
nice.
cool. Well, the other ones are the other way. They're more democrats.
I get it.
Yeah.
My channel, I get it. Listen, I'll be honest. I do not support illegal immigrations, whatever. But on my channel, I have to be, because on my channel, there's people that actually have opinions, right? So I kind of just stay in the middle and I let people respectfully have their, agreements and pros and cons on the issue, right? So I let
I don't mind legal immigration.
But when
people that have actually did the paperwork and went through the 9 yards, I mean, it's not cheap to do this. Minimum $10,000.
Yep. I mean,
my sister-in-law came from Argentina and she went through it.
Jacumba, well, as far as the legal, Jacumba, California, they're paying like basically $10,000 a head to come in illegally. They're bringing, the cartel is literally bringing them to the border and they're just crossing. Yeah. It's
not. It don't matter how you come across the border. And that's if you don't have no felonies or
and
you haven't beat your wife.
Yeah.
So you guys are Christian?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. God bless. I'm trying to get close to
there's a
God
scam
myself.
that goes out a girl gets married to say you marry a girl from Mexico.
Yeah.
Okay. She comes over. She gets to be a legal resident. She makes the claim that you beat her. She can divorce you and still become a U.S. citizen.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Wow.
Whether you beat her or not.
So is Border Patrol or anybody going to be up here? Like law enforcement, Maverick County Sheriff?
Maverick County and DPS and National Guard, from what I'm being told.
National Guard?
Yeah, they want to make sure that everyone is safe because look how close we are to the border. There's nothing to protect these people that are coming over here.
Yeah.
So they want to make sure it's
Virginia State Troopers.
Well,
no.
There's
That's a misconception. The Virginia State Troopers stopped at the Virginia State
Oh,
line.
okay. I didn't know that.
So have you seen any other law enforcement? Have you seen Florida? You've seen Florida?
Oh yeah, we've seen Florida.
Have you seen any other states?
Um,
Because I seen Florida and Texas Department of Public Safety.
yeah, those are the only
I've
two.
seen another state, but I can't remember what state it was.
Governor of South Dakota was like saying that she would bring resources down.
Oh yeah, and I heard a rumor.
Who's that? Border Patrol?
Yeah, that's the first Border Patrol.
That's the
passed
first
through
Border
today.
Patrol we got.
First Border Patrol of the day.
Let me get my other phone off, guys. My channel, so you guys can see on YouTube. Hold on, give me 1 second. That's cool. I had different misconceptions about this place. So you guys can just see my channel. Like I do all kinds of border stuff. Well, lately I do true crime and missing people.
Well, actually, it's not just Cornerstone Children's Ranch. Cornerstone Children's Ranch has been here for.
That's my channel.
Just over 25 years.
Oh yeah.
Really?
When they bought this place?
Well, this place itself has been here since 2003.
Okay.
We incorporated in 97.
Ah.
But there was nothing here. They built all this.
So how many units are here? Like
Over here, there's the office and 5 apartments.
5 apartments. What does the apartment rates go for? Is it just
No, we just ask people to pay the electricity.
Oh, that's
it.
cool.
You know?
So how did the Convoy people find you guys to come here? Like the Convoy, like did they just say?
Here,
You'll have to ask him.
Let me
Because I have no idea.
You don't know? You're supposed to be the man that knows.
I'm not in on that part of the deal.
Yeah. No, I heard the Convoy was coming up. What is this called? Kamado? Kamado. I didn't know where. But then like now it's like, duh, it's coming here. Like this is like the place to come. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Look at this. Welcome to the ranch. Cornerstone Children's Ranch. It's about God's children. I like.
All God's children.
Absolutely. I like. You got the that's pretty cool. What's Bethel Church? I'm just a guy that asks so many questions, dude.
We started a Christian church. The guy that was pastor here decided to take the church and take it over to the corner of 131 and 277, called it Rest Area Church.
Ah.
And that's where that started. But he was here and took more than half the congregation over. So, okay. So we still hold church at our house instead of tying up a big building with it.
That's pretty cool.
And maybe someday we'll get it bigger again.
How do you do your funding? Like it's donations?
Mm-hmm.
Donations? Like people from
All
around
my
the
faith.
country? People locally or around the country?
Around the country.
That's good. Cool. Yeah, it's so close. Like on the map, literally the border's like right there. Right? Like right behind there.
Well, you see that hill over there?
Yeah.
I mean, you got this hill, then there's
The hill over there.
big valley. That hill, on top of that hill is Highway 2 in Mexico.
Ah. So people that are coming in here, I'll show him. You can see the channel. You can just see all the cool videos. Look at this. Check this out. Although there's a protester confronted National Guard today.
I guess in
What?
Mexico they call it.
Yeah, down there at the.
Where are they? Where are they?
They said they're coming. See, and that's what I was going to ask you too, because look, I do all the defending the park and all types of cool stuff. So, I've been covering the border stuff. But there was a protesters that said they're coming out there Friday. I think they're going to come and do there because she was like,
Coming here?
I don't know, man. They said there's buses down there. They're going down to Shelby Park. But she was like,
what are they protesting? They're protesting
the National Guard with guns and the barbed wire, the wire and the crates.
You know what?
Said Border Patrol carries guns.
Well, she was. You know what? It was interesting about her. She was like, I want reinstatement. I demand. I'm a taxpayer. I want you out of Shelby Park. They're coming like she had buses down there Friday, but she's like,
but
you're gonna let.
She
said you're gonna let MAGA people in, and not us. And whose side are you on? And I demand Border Patrol back in this park so they can resume operations.
You know what their operation was?
Catch and release.
Letting people come in and processing it.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean,
it wasn't.
Send them back.
Have you been to 7,000 San Pedro in San Antonio?
Yeah. I was just there.
Did you watch as you would see the same vehicles coming around and around and around picking people up?
I followed them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the buses, the airport or the Greyhound station.
No, they're stash houses too.
Oh, I would love to know. Do you know where they are? I like to know where the stash houses are around. I want to know where everything is around
all
here.
You gotta
I want some insight around.
All you got to do is stay there for one night.
Yeah.
And stay there. Just stay there. Watch the cars going in and out. You'll start to see a pattern. They pick people up and they don't bring them back.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And then when you turn around and you follow those cars the next night, some of them actually wind up going to stash houses where they're kidnapping people. And you know that hotel just down the road?
Yeah. Where, here?
No, not here.
Oh, yeah, the El Monte or something. Yes. The El Monte. I actually interviewed the owner. I was actually walking. I was walking up at night, and the owner was like shooing everyone away from there because there was like a rack of them out front. Oh, yeah. And they're just hanging out. And he's like, get out of here, because it's speed. And then I actually, I said, hey, sir, what's going on? And he actually talked. He said, it's getting worse and worse up there. They're coming up there. They're hanging out in the rooms. They're not renting, or they'll rent one room and then they'll put like 20 people in a room. It's wild stuff.
Yeah, I'm the operations manager for the place.
For which one?
This one.
Oh, cool. What's your name? We got to know your name.
Anson Bills.
Anson.
I'm also the president of Texas Independence Project.
Texas Independence Project.
Yeah. He pretty much tells me what to do all day long.
So has media reached out to you guys?
Oh, no, we've been talking to media all week.
Oh, cool.
I talked to a guy from USA Today.
Oh, USA yes. Rick, he was out here today. That was
so. Did they say this is like
the guy that was out here earlier today?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Did they say anything like
there was a guy over here this morning that I was talking to? I can't remember what the name was. I got the card at the house. Skips and Snips, or it has PPS on.
So what was most of the questions? Did they say like, is there going to be violence? Are you guys violent, or do they say like?
No, a lot of people don't understand is.
We're hoping there's no violence.
Absolutely.
No,
no violence.
We're praying for no violence. The goal is no violence.
A lot of people think that this is a rally.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's a revival. That's what it is. We're coming together as Americans. I was raised to believe one thing and one thing only. I was raised to believe that America is a melting pot. Okay, so we're asking everyone of all faiths to come out here. Not just here. Yuma, San Jacinto. We want you to come out to these places. If you live close by, definitely. We want the people of Quemado to come out here.
Are they?
I'm hoping so. I mean, I've been going around town trying to tell people.
I don't know.
This was the coolest impromptu interview. I just rolled up and just like I didn't even see. Really, I was just gonna come out and just do a report in front of.
You want to hear something funny?
What?
My wife is second generation.
Really?
Her grandmother came over here legally.
So do you think Shelby Park is going to expand their operations going northward this way?
I hope that they do this across the whole border of Texas. Because did you see anybody out here trying to defend these people?
Has there been crime around here?
Oh yeah.
Like what?
Okay.
Break-ins.
So,
Break-ins, really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What do you got?
Yeah, you're lucky.
What
Okay.
do you got?
This is the picture that really upsets a lot of people. And the
It's,
reason,
it's not. It's
no,
sensitive.
it's not
All right.
that kind of picture. The reason it upsets people is because our camera systems are motion activated, and they come out with great quality pictures. Great quality pictures. I mean, they're not perfect, but they're way better than what Rosa's paying $10,000 a year for.
I didn't know she was paying that much.
Oh yeah.
Who's
She
Rose?
told. Oh, she's
was
the lady that got
her-
broke in. She's just down the road.
Her vehicles were all busted in.
Recent?
And they tore them up.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking for a change stuff.
No, they
Trying to steal it? Steal the car?
Yeah. Look at that picture. That came off of her.
Whoa. Who's that?
Well, this guy broke into a lot of people's houses around here. Okay.
Broke
In
into
a one night stand
used
or
to be-
like?
No, in like a 2-night span.
So he was just lurking around here.
He was.
And
lurking.
that's somebody that crossed in illegally.
We don't know.
I mean,
Because,
normally though, there's no crime around here. So I mean, what I mean is like locals wouldn't do it, right?
exactly. Locals wouldn't do it. How many homes did he break into? 3?
I know he broke into Pete Castanega's house.
Mhm.
Pete Castanega used to be the police chief or commissioner or something like that.
Well, he's
In
lucky he didn't get
Eagle
shot.
No, he wasn't even home.
Oh,
Yes, he was. They both home.
Oh, they were both home.
Yes, they heard something coming in. They got up and went to see what was out. By that time, they absconded. But they
Oh,
busted the back door.
well, I also know that broke into Rosa's stuff while she was at work because she works the graveyard, and then broke into the home across the street, which is Pete, right?
So that's up here on the curve
Oh,
on the right.
so does your
Okay, yeah.
cameras catch people walking down the street? How
Sometimes.
often? Like what time is the time? Like if I was
Oh,
gonna
no,
come
there's
out here and,
there's not a certain time.
so anytime,
Yeah, it's just random.
and they walk right down the street.
Yeah,
Like
sometimes-
which way? Like do they go that way or this way?
actually, when they come, like let's say
They come right out of here.
Let's say they come right out of here,
Do they?
and you've never been to this place before. Do you know where to go?
No. That's what I was saying. Unless they have GPS. Now the border patrol guy was telling me back there. He's like, as soon as they hit the roads, they call 911.
No, that's not always the case.
So they just wander around.
They wander around because out here, there's. You see that cell phone tower right there?
I saw that.
Yeah. So their cell phones are pinging off of that tower, and then they're pinging off of this one over here.
Oh, that one there.
So it confuses your phone and makes you think that you're still in Mexico, even though you're in Texas.
My phone said I was in Mexico on my text. It said, welcome to Mexico. When I was like right over there on 277. And I'm like, I'm not in Mexico.
Well, that's exactly what's going on.
Ah.
That's why your cell phone is pinging.
Well, I hope I don't get Mexican charges. All right. So they come out. So you see them or you see them, they just walk either way.
Yeah, they just walk either
Do
way.
they walk through your yard?
No.
Do they get scared off or something?
No, they know better. They've been told by several others.
Well,
Like
avoid
they're-
this place.
Avoid this place. Avoid this place.
See-
Because because the simple fact is this place. Oh, is someone coming? Oh no, that's Lucy. The simple thing is we help so many people out of here. Steve set it all up years ago, and it was to ultimately reach out to people in need, no matter where they were from.
Oh, I was going to ask you. I asked him, how did the convoy people reach
Oh.
out to you? Or did they reach out to you? Do you know them, or did you organize? Or
Lieutenant Colonel Pete Chambers and I met a few months ago, and he reached out to me about it was a week and a half ago, right, Steve?
Something like that.
yeah, I
don't
saw.
know, it's been-
Started seeing the flyers.
It started. Oh no, the flyers have been out for a while. Yeah, years ago. What, Steve?
We had a police investigator staying here on the property.
Whose dog?
And
Girl, get out of the road. Girl. That's another thing too. Oh, that's the same guy.
Same guy. Probably like, what are you doing?
Anyway, the police investigator, he got to interrogate people that were arrested because they were moving drugs over and stuff. And because he was staying here, he said, "Why don't you guys go through this place?" And he was literally told that Mother Mary would be upset.
No, we're not talking about that Mother Mary.
Yeah. That's so
We're
cool. What's your
talking-
dog's name?
Jesus' mom.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Come here.
Yeah.
Come here.
See,
Come here.
I
got dog food.
Oh no, she lives here. She's vaccinated and
Where
everything.
the hell? You look so healthy. I
She's
feel
vaccinated, fixed, and all
so. What
that.
I was doing down there, all the strays that
That's Lucy's
these
dog.
people and these people bring these dogs over, and they know they can't have them, and then they just leave them.
We adopted one.
Oh, really?
We adopted
You,
one.
you adopted this one from the border?
No, she just wandered up here one day.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Come here. You look so healthy. You look so healthy.
Yeah, Lucy takes really good care of her.
Lucy looks healthy.
No, that's not Lucy.
Oh, who's this?
They call her Red or Girl or.
Oh no, you look so healthy.
Everybody's got a different name for her. I just call her.
So this dog was just wandering around. Just wandering around.
That dog's fixed and vaccinated. We paid to get that dog fixed and vaccinated.
Nice.
For Lucy.
Nice.
$600 in that stray dog.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cornerstone. Yeah, I'll be up here on Saturday then. I'll be up here Saturday and come check out and see what's going on. I'm sure other media will be up here and we'll see what happens. Maybe you get the
I'm surprised April didn't tell you about this place.
I talked to her a couple days ago down there at we were down there. We were down at Shelby Park and stuff. She's been liking a lot of my posts lately. She's nice. I like them. I like to be behind the mask or beyond the masks.
Yeah, beyond the mask.
Beyond the mask.
Beyond
Yeah.
the mask.
All right, Anson, I'm out.
Okay.
Thank you. Very, very nice meeting you. Thank you for letting me have this impromptu interview.
Hey,
I was curious about the place. I was like, what's going on? I gotta shake this man's hand. God bless you, sir.
Bless you.
I'll see you Saturday. Be up here. JLR Investigates.
Hey, we're having Anthony Aguero up here too.
Really?
Yeah, I already told him I'd pick him out a spot for him.
Nice.
Real nice.
Nice.
Oh,
that's the guy who covers the border, right? Yeah. I see him on Twitter too.
Oh, have you seen his rig?
No.
He's got a nice Gladiator, the War Room paid for.
Nice. The War Room? What's the War Room? I don't know what the War Room is.
Real Voice America.
Real American Voice.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you. I always butcher that. I always butcher that.
So that's where they're heading next after they leave Dripping Spring. And the cat, it's weird because he said his first one all day. And I think it was because that JDL was there. I don't know. And if you heard them, they said that their sheriff and was it Guard, the National Guard, their own, sounds like their county takes care of their county. And they don't depend on the Border Patrol because they know the Border Patrol is not there to protect them. Yeah, I know. It's hard to tell who's who. So they said that what their children's ranch does is like when people's homes burn down or whatever happens in their county, they'll put them up until they get other accommodations. If that's true, hallelujah. Someone said something about human trafficking. I have no idea. I haven't seen a setup like that in a while. But I don't know. I don't think he said he was a veteran or anything. Sounds like the older man was the one who set this up. So I don't know what's going on there, but that's where the convoy's headed. They kiss off, and it looks like they got a lot of space to put the trucks and campers, and they probably will have porta potties and the whole setup ready whenever they come in, because that was done yesterday or the day before. It's been a couple of days since that video was done. Hey, Patrick Lee. Yes, the sheriff is top dog. And so there are sheriffs that I have known to help and kind of request aid from the citizens in their county to do things. So it's hard to tell. I mean, they could be on the up and up. They could have backing, or they could be just on their own. And I can't see. Well, I did see other trucks driving around there, so I'm sure they're not the only people there. But I don't know. I just keep grabbing things when I'm researching, and you look into one thing and it leads you to another and another and another, and it just kind of all seems to be piecing together. And so that's why I find it kind of interesting. There is an article I want to read y'all that it's going to make some of y'all mad. But it's just an article. I didn't write it. I just found it and wanted to share it. Oh, God. Okay. Sorry. Got a text I was looking into. Let's see. Where's this article? Is it? I have so many. I don't know which one it is. Texas sheriffs to trucker convoy. Yeah, some sheriffs. The sheriff of Goliad, Texas, was warning the convoy not to come to Texas. I don't know why, what was up with that, but they came. Excuse me. Hey, Charlotte. Ann. Thank you, Ann. Texas standoff with the feds and Eagle Pass. It's igniting. I don't think that's it. Former Mexican cartel member compares border. Is it that one or America's Immigration Reckoning? That's the one. This is a new book that came out I haven't seen the book. This is by the Atlantic, and America's Immigration Reckoning has arrived. Y'all are not going to believe this. Okay, in the summer of 2014, I joined a group of journalists in an organized visit to a Border Patrol warehouse. Excuse me. And if I pronounce names wrong, I'm sorry. I'm not real good with Spanish names. Warehouse in Nogales, Arizona. My daughter had just turned 5 the day before. As I walked out the door, I remember using my hands to smooth out the wrinkles of her school uniform as tenderly as if I were waking her up from sleep. I remember writing my daily note to her in our shared language. I can't say, with an extra dose of guilt, leaving her in her father's care was always safe and convenient, but never easy. That goodbye would have hurt so much more if I knew what I was about to witness. With concrete floors and fluorescent lights that stayed on day and night, the 120,000 square foot warehouse was no place for children. Yet there they were, hundreds of them, lying close together under space blankets in makeshift holding pens, marked off by mesh wire fences more than 8 feet tall. In the article I wrote about the visit, I noticed the contrasting reactions between children of different ages. While a teen cried, her face buried in a soiled stuffed lamb, a toddler smiled as she held a Border Patrol agent by the hand. The teenage telegraphed awareness of the predicament the caged children were in, the toddler oblivion. Throughout the spring of 2014, while covering the Southwest as Phoenix bureau chief for the New York Times, I had closely followed the evolving story of the unprecedented number of children making the grueling trek to arrive in the United States. By the end of that fiscal year, in September, the official tally would show a 77% increase in apprehensions of unaccompanied minors over the previous year, about 69,000 children caught while crossing the U.S.-Mexico border alone. That was in 2014. To answer the question of why so many children, why so many people, period, continue to risk so much to leave their countries and come to a place not only that is foreign to them, but where they may well be unwelcome, demands a confrontation with the recent past. What I saw then and what we're seeing today on the southern border and in cities including New York, where more than 100,000 migrants arrived in the past year, are reverberations of a long, violent history that implicates the United States for its meddling in Central America. This is the story that Jonathan Blitzer painstakingly documents in his new book, Everyone Who Is Gone Is Here. In the interest of fending off the advance of communism during the Cold War, the United States supplied arms, trained soldiers, and dispatched its own covert troops to support merciless government repression in the region, creating a chain reaction of sorts that is still being felt today. So do y'all understand that the United States involvement is what they're saying caused? It goes on. The United States' role and responsibility in sowing chaos abroad is a big, if seldom acknowledged, part of the story, but not all of it. The countries these migrants are coming from have been shaken by destabilizing forces impossible to contain: war, poverty, violence, political unrest, and more than ever these days, climate change. Of course, they got to throw that in there. The deeper I got into Blitzer's book, the clearer it became to me that no one person or entity can be blamed for bringing them to America's door. But understanding the various converging pressures couldn't be more important. In addition to showing how America's own actions helped fuel migration, Blitzer also demonstrates all the ways that past responses to the influx have led to our current impasses. Democratic presidents ensnared in Republican gamesmanship, language, and images deployed to stoke fear and anger within a fearful and angry slice of the electorate. Attempts at immigration reform derailed by selfish politicians. I can't even read anymore. Selfish political ambitions. Blitzer introduces, for example, the idea of compensatory toughness, a policy or action endorsed by Democratic presidents to prove that they too can be tough on border enforcement. Think of Bill Clinton's signing of the Republican-sponsored Illegal Immigration Reform and Immigration Responsibility Act of 1996. Excuse me. 1996, y'all. The Illegal Immigration Reform and Immigration Responsibility Act. Hey, Al Bundy, good to see you. Which included small crimes such as shoplifting and drug possessions as reason for mandatory immigration detention and deportation. Just shoplifting and drug possessions were reasons for mandatory mandatory immigration detention and deportation. Our Barack Obama's authorization of dozens more miles of new border fence shortly after he endorsed immigration reform. So it goes on to say that the book compellingly captures the lopsided nature of cross-party negotiations with a quote from a speech that Obama gave in El Paso, Texas in 2011, which happens to be the year his administration logged nearly 400,000 deportations. These deportations have seemed to have stopped. I mean, y'all saw the guys in New York, the 7 guys beat up the cops, were arrested, let go, no bond, no bail, whatever you call it. And what were they doing when they were leaving? Laughing and flipping off the cameras. They don't care because they're bought and paid for. They're being allowed to do whatever they want to do. There's no deportations. I don't know if y'all are hearing of any deportations. I'm not. It's not happening. And so he says, all the stuff Republicans asked for, we've done. But even though we've answered those concerns, I've got to say, I suspect there are still going to be some who are trying to move the goalposts on us one more time. In this tale, the goalposts seem always to be moving. And that's what I'm talking about, the political parties. There didn't seem to be any definition between the two. It's it's like, I'll keep saying a movie and popcorn. This is what I've been seeing for the past 4 years. That's what we're watching. It's all, everyone has a place in this. Republican, Democrat, illegal, legal, the agencies, the military, everybody. Everyone has a place in this. Somebody's put them there. I don't know, Elaine. Yes, he did. I remember that, Charlotte. And I don't know if that's the ones I remember in Texas seeing the charter buses coming through with a DPS escort front and back. And I don't know who was in those buses. I don't know where they were going, but I remember seeing them come through Texas. And Harv Lenny, good to see you. It kind of goes into that, actually. Believe it or not, that's the part I said y'all would not like. Blitzer documents the role of the United States in facilitating a lot of the insecurity that has pushed people out. A Cold War legacy. Ronald Reagan used a scathing critique of Jimmy Carter's diplomatic approach to dealing with the leftist insurgents in Nicaragua in order to help win him the presidency in 1980. Reagan's administration then turned Honduras, a stable country at the time, into a staging ground for the United States operations in not only Nicaragua, but also Guatemala and El Salvador. Reagan pushed Congress to allocate aid to these countries, military forces, which had a hand in killing, are y'all ready for this? Hundreds of thousands of peasants, students, human rights activists, and many others who dared to stand up to their repressive governments. Many of the fighters who led and carried out some of the worst abuses of human rights were trained in the School of the Americas in Fort Benning, Georgia, including the battalion behind the massacre in the village of, and I know I'm going to say this wrong, El Mozote in El Salvador, which claimed some 1,000 lives, nearly half of them children's. And here we are with, do you see all this playing out right now? It's, here we have Israel, Gaza, excuse me. Yes, kiss off, Reagan did. Everyone that we keep thinking is good, we keep hearing, trust no man, believe it. Excuse me. Let me try a pause and see if I can talk to y'all. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, y'all. I've had this, yes, dark and light. Thank you, Elaine. And so, Elaine, yes, you've been right there. When you have been saying all along, we have been fooled, wake up. I guess you have looked into all this already, and you might have already known. I don't know where we were, or where I was, that I didn't realize all this was going on at that time. I knew something was off with Cuba and oh, where is that my daughter went to? I got the cap. Puerto Rico. I knew something wasn't right with those two places that we got involved in. I know you have, hon, and I appreciate it. I wish you'd come up here and talk to me. So, but that's what I'm talking about. Everyone keeps on about all the children who have been killed over there in Gaza, and this is South America, where the same thing was happening. But where was the outrage then? I don't remember hearing my parents or anybody screaming and yelling about all that happening back then. Do y'all? Not in a hell's chance. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just telling you, I've seen some shady things. And I don't know who this blitzer is, but then it goes in to talk about some of the victims. This one, Juan Romagoza, was a teenager, his clothes hanging off of him in 1964 at the age of 13, announced he was leaving home to attend seminary. 6 months later, he decided to trade his devotion to religion for medicine. In 1970, he entered medical school, went on to apply his skills to treating campesinos, small farmers, at a free health clinic. Days after 4 nuns were raped and murdered in the capital, San Salvador, in 1980, Romagoza was detained in the hamlet of Chalatenango, where he had traveled to care for those injured in confrontations between government and leftist forces. A soldier mistook his medical equipment for weapons and labeled him a guerrilla leader. We see him get burned, shocked, sodomized, and with a metal rod and locked in a coffin, where he thought for sure he would die. In an ironic twist, he was saved by an uncle, a lieutenant colonel in the Salvadoran military, who picked him up without saying a word and escorted him to his parents, who had been summoned to the military barracks, thinking that they were going to retrieve their son's body. His captors had shot him through a forearm so that he would never again practice medicine. Escaped to Mexico in 1983, dashed from Tijuana to San Diego, while Border Patrol agents nodded off in a pickup truck nearby. He eventually made his way to Washington, D.C., ran a community health center called La Clínica del Pueblo, the People's Clinic. Blitzer brings the story full circle when he takes us to a federal courthouse in Florida, 2002, where Romagoza testifies against the 2 men responsible for his torture. And I guess the El Salvador's Minister of Defense from 1979 to 83, and his successor, Carlos Eugenio Vides Casanova, also one of Ramagos's interrogators. Anyway, had fled to the United States, opening the door for human rights lawyers here to file a civil case against them. Another character, Eddie and Zora, immigrated to the United States in the early 80s at the age of 3 with his mother. He's a self-described American culturized man with a lilting Chicano accent that put him on the native side of English. In a neighborhood besieged by gangs and drugs, he landed in jail a few times, mostly for petty crimes. And eventually he was deported to El Salvador, a country he'd left as a toddler. And his mother took him out of El Salvador to escape the bloody civil war. The United States sent him right back there, where the streets were now ruled by gangs that had been transplanted from the United States. So then there's a report by Human Rights Watch. But I think it said something about El Salvador. Here it is. El Salvador has become a markedly safer country since its president, Nayib Bukele, declared a state of emergency in March 22, moving to indiscriminately imprison tens of thousands of suspected gang members. Once the country with the highest homicide rate in the world, it now has the highest incarceration rate. And I think that's what we need to start doing. It shouldn't be, they should just go into jail and be let out after beating up cops in the streets. Their murder rate had dropped 70%. Over the past 20 years or so, U.S. politicians have sought to tackle the immigration crisis in ways that have only exacerbated the problem. If George W. Bush used immigration as a central plank of his campaign, Donald Trump used it as a lancet, slicing open wounds and gleefully watching them bleed. As Blitzer put it, immigration tapped into a rich vein of American outrage, and Trump had an instinct for a galvanizing message. The desperation to win at all costs opened doors to xenophobes like Stephen Miller, a senior advisor to Trump and the force behind his agenda, to dictate the language, tone, and bite of the discourse of immigration. Among other casualties, our asylum system is now on the brink of collapse. Take the sobering statistic. 10 years ago, in fiscal 2013, immigration courts had about 344,000 pending cases. This past December, the backlog topped 3 million, or about 4,500 cases for each of the courts, 682 judges. I watched as Trump delivered his immigration speech to an adoring crowd in Phoenix, Arizona in 2016, whipping them into a frenzy by pledging to build a wall along the border and force Mexico to pay for it. He promised to undo Obama's executive orders including the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, which has given temporary reprieve from deportation and a lifeline to hundreds of thousands of undocumented immigrants. I know y'all don't want to hear that. I'm not going to read any more of it. I just, what if y'all? Hey, redneck, roughneck, redneck. Good to see you, Benjamin. Good to see you. I should have more videos to show y'all. I can't talk anymore. That's more than I've talked in a week. So, Elaine, in saying that, do you believe that Trump is corrupt? Just your opinion, just a question. I'm not. I'm just trying to get where you're coming from because I've seen your chats and believe it or not, I do pay attention most of the time. Well, and that's the thing. All these acts and all these things that each president does is gonna keep affecting the people, it appears, over and over and over. It doesn't matter who's president. I am telling y'all, there is no way, I don't care how great he is, that Trump can fix this in 4 years. There's no way. We have been, it is beyond, it's beyond what our country can handle. So you think it's a different Trump? Yeah, I kind of heard that from others. I don't know. Did I ever drop the link? If anyone wanted to come up and get their views? I mean, I know they're going to be kiss off. I'm sure you have a lot to say. Yeah, that's what I think, Patrick Lee. So how do we unscrew it, y'all? Yep, I just said that. Recourse action behind all policies. If they use them, what has our Congress been doing up there? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I am not seeing any results of anything that has gone before them. Nothing. Not a thing. Yes, definitely keep loving and laughing. That's the one thing I can't stop doing. Hello, Meat Puppet.
Hello, how are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing better than you, apparently. You got a sore voice, apparently.
Believe it or not, I'm feeling better, but
Well, that's good. Have you tried gargling with salt water?
yes, I'm doing it all. I've got so much shit stuff next to me, my vitamin C and vitamins and Halls and cough syrup and
Jeez. Have you
bottles
tried
of
the hot toddies? Honey with a little bit of whiskey?
not whiskey, but hot
Or
lemonade.
some kind of alcohol or whatever?
No alcohol.
So, to answer your question, well, the one thing I'll say first is Trump is a Trojan horse. He's been seen giving praise to Klaus Schwab, saying he likes the guy. He thought he did a great job. I've got the clip. It's still on my YouTube channel, weirdly enough. Not that I ever uploaded anything to it, but so I don't trust any politician, period. State, federal, local, especially the feds. I just don't trust it because you spend half your time left side, right side. The left and the right are on the same side. Their only interest is making more money and keeping power.
Yes.
Everything else, they don't care. As far as how do we unscrew the country with all the illegal aliens and terrorists flooding all the different states, I'm not sure we can. I know a good start would be flood the tunnel, do some smoke, find out where all the tunnels are for the border crossings, flood them, fill them with concrete, then razor wire, landmines, and drones across the entire northern and southern border. And of course, that would also require pulling back more divisions from overseas and just having whole divisions patrol the borders.
Well,
until we can get rid of all the people who are not supposed to be here illegally, leave and come back the right way.
Right. But you make it sound like these tunnels are small.
Oh, no, they're not. No, they're not. You'd have to detonate both ends with explosives once you find out where they were.
The tunnel I know of, you can drive tanks through.
Well, that's what I mean. Most of them there's probably a couple you can drive some vehicles through. Most of them, I would venture a guess, are small, enough to fit a couple people. Or if it's like some of the Fast and Furious movies, maybe big enough to drive a car through. Single file through the mountain across the border. I'm sure there are plenty. What's up? I'm sure there are plenty of those. And it'd be a lot of work. You couldn't fill them all. The smaller ones you can fill with concrete. The other ones that are vehicle size, you're just going to have to lace the entire thing with explosives in the cave and collapse it. And then just set my personal favorite theory. If I could do anything I want to secure the border with impunity, I would, definitely seal all the tunnels, razor wire, some landmines. I would also have a 10-foot wide wall that has automated turrets and room for ATV style vehicles to drive up and down the wall to patrol the border.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Don't you think that if the Border Patrol and the National Guard were actually doing,
if you could take
the border instead of just letting them in?
No, if they were allowed to do what they should be doing and not being interfered with by the different political parties, it would take time, but you could get it under control for at least the ones coming over.
Yeah, and they wouldn't load up and come through like that if they knew they're going to have to wait in line.
Well, but unfortunately, you're going to have to be more drastic than that. And I'm fully believing that
you live up there in that country.
You shouldn't just.
Did you hear about the Amish wanting to come up there and take over them spots in the fence? They said they'll work them areas like they do on a barn raising. They fucking fix the fence in a month, all of it.
Right.
Oh yeah. The Amish would straighten that shit out in a hurry.
They
But
said that's taken away from their protection too, and they'll help out, especially when it helps themselves.
no, absolutely they will. They absolutely will.
So I just read this one case where this lady, okay, she got across the border. She's been waiting a long time trying to get across the border. She gets across the border. She goes to Border Patrol thinking that they're gonna take her in and do whatever they do. And she goes to them, they take her, they what they call process her, give her a court date. This court date is for 2026.
Right, because they have too many people, not enough judges. They don't have judges on site down there. It's a real problem. So
No, that's not even a process. That's
no, it's not. But that's what's happening.
yes. And
so
and how many of these people, I've heard thousands of them, are not even showing up for the court cases.
No, they 99% of them never show back up for the court date. They just go out and disappear. They're gone.
Yes. And so they're in the United States and
they're
roaming free, illegally. And
no, of course. And then we end up paying for it.
Here we are.
Right.
Yes.
So the way you fix it, you're gonna have to, unfortunately, do some very uncouth things to set this right, which I don't think you should outright blatantly just kill people. You shouldn't. It's not right. It's wrong. Period. But unfortunately, the only way you're going to get people to stop crossing is if you just start shooting on sight people who are trying to cross illegally. You just start shooting them. They'll stop coming. Or try to find more creative ways to get across and not get caught. To which you can then focus the other part of the resources in trying to stop it and have them come in the right way. But unfortunately, and I could be wrong. I'm willing to admit I could be wrong about that. But the way things look, I think unfortunately that's about the only solution. Just make an example, set things up, start doing that, and then they realize, oh, hey, it's not just a free lunch anymore. They're going to start shooting at us. We probably shouldn't come over unless we do it the right way.
You know what gets me about that, man, too? They're bitching about that razor wire. Razor wire don't bother you if you don't go jack with it.
Right. You don't mess with it, it won't bother you.
Neither do the floating walls.
Yeah, you don't go out in the river if you don't get out there and try to swim with your kids and 200 pounds of backpacks and shit.
Right.
Yeah. And did y'all hear the guy on the video? He said that it slowed a lot of it down whenever they raised the river. They or maybe it wasn't him, but they opened the levees to raise the level of the river, and so has cut down the people coming through the river. But even if they're coming the normal route that we used to take, on the highway through the checkpoint into Mexico, do some shopping, come back, you were still checked right there at that checkpoint, and you were holding your breath, because if you had any smell of marijuana or anything near your car, they were going to search it top to bottom.
Sure.
They don't do that anymore.
I know a bunch of guys used to go down there to the doctor. They take their prescription or go down to see a doctor. The pharmacy was off the doctor's office. It was cheaper for them to go from Shreveport across the border than it was to go to their doctor here in town and fill it. And they ended up doing a bunch of them would go together, like 4 or 5 people. They said they go down there for like $50. They get their prescription filled to see the doctor, and they were allowed to come back across the border with it. The thing about it, when they went, they go and get like 3 or 4 months at a time worth of their stuff. Yeah.
I remember that. And it's not something I would have done. I'm not going to go to.
No, but they do a lot. They do a lot of the same thing for the Canadian border too. They'll go across into Canada and get cheaper medication cheaper up there, so they'll go out and
This was
get stuff
30
from
or
up
40
there.
years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was many years ago. I don't know if that's still the case.
Well, you sick, Bonnie?
Do what?
Are you sick?
Yeah, I got the damn coof.
You got what?
The coof. My
I thought
daughter.
you said she had the cooties.
You need to get a bunch of oregano, like I don't know if you saw when I put it on.
It is the cooties. My daughter tested positive.
Yeah.
I don't know if I test positive.
I know. I don't.
The year before when I was testing fruit and it showed positive.
I know, and that's when they tested me December a year ago in the hospital and said I had it, and I knew I didn't then. I didn't have any symptoms or nothing, and he said, "You got COVID," and that's when he gave me the rim and everything, and I was all just came home and chunked that in the trash, and then I didn't have it.
Tea and zinc and all that, and make you some of that oil up out of olive oil and basil or oregano. Sorry, take either fresh basil or fresh oregano or dried oregano, and you take a jar, like if it's a pint jar, fill it half full, fill it the rest of the way with olive oil all the way to the top, put a lid on it, put it up in a dark place for 6 weeks. Then you pour it through cheesecloth, a strainer, whatever. And
I was gonna say, didn't they do something similar with like honey, a little bit of water, and some onions in a jar and let it sit for a week or two?
Yeah, the oil is supposed to be better, but you can mix the oil with lemon juice and other stuff too to make you a tonic. But
yeah,
I'm allergic to oregano. Can't do oregano.
You can't?
No, but I let you go ahead and say that for others who can.
Well,
Could help somebody else. But yeah, that visit that time, he crammed that thing up my nose and I was trying to rip his arm off.
Yeah, they were doing that to Vicky up here, and he kept jabbing, and she'd jerk her head back and do, we got to go further. She goes, I'm like, she's got a little nose. Finally, the doctor just quit. They got her good 2 or 3 times, but didn't get it as far as they wanted.
Oh, he did. Because, he had me, I was laying flat on the bed because they had just done the CAT scan. And he just grabbed my forehead and held my head down. And he was like strapping me, just shoving that thing as far up as he could. And you son of a...
no, they wouldn't be doing none of that shit to me because I'd be going to jail for beating his ass.
What happened to me or Vicky, they'd been picking their ass up.
Well, if anybody would have been in there with me, it would have been nice. But
no, because I'd have told the doctor, I'd be like, look, if you jam that thing real hard and real too far up my nose, I said, what's going to happen is when you're done is they're going to send your ass over to the hospital. I'm going to county.
Even the doctor or nurse said, you ain't got to do all that. So everything that's up in there is around the edge of the nose and up in here before you go into the sinus.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. If they try shoving that shit real far up my nose, I will beat their ass.
Yep.
Well, I had a doctor one time. I went to the dentist, was trying to be real sneaky and sneak the numbing agent for your gums, and then they have you bite down on the film to take a picture of your teeth or whatever.
Yeah.
He tried sneaking it past me. I was smart enough to see what he was doing, and I caught the tip of the needle in my teeth and bent it. I'm like, look, if you want me to, and my mom told us, you're not going to sneak it past it. If you want to do it, just tell him what you want to do, and he'll just let you do it, since that's what you need to do.
Elaine, is that why I can't remember shit?
All right, that's what's called getting old.
Well, my daughter, because she tested herself because she wanted to be able to go back to work. She had to have a negative to go back to work. So she's got the home test. And so she was showing me the paper. She said, look, Mom, you don't have to stick it up that far. And in the instructions, it tells you just barely inside your nose, whatever. So she did it. First time she tested positive, and And I knew she was sick when she come home from work and said her head was killing her, and she went to bed and didn't wake up till the next day. I was like, "You're sick. Shut your door. Quarantine." Nope. Whatever
Well,
it is,
those tests
it's
aren't super accurate anyway, but
that's what I told that doctor. How accurate is that? And I just laughed at him, and then he kind of smiled and he said, "Well," and I said, "Yeah, there you go. Don't do that to me ever again."
right.
Hell, doctor, when Vicky was up there, everybody around here was sick, but when she was going through, he said there's sinus issues, cold, flu, and upper respiratory infections going around. And everybody's going to all. He said everybody's saying COVID, 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 and he's like,
Well, the reason they were saying, sorry for interrupting, but the reason they were saying the COVID, trying to get everybody diagnosed with it is because for each diagnosis, the doctors got extra money for that shit. Even the hospitals. Every diagnosis, they got extra money.
And this was the doctor telling nurses and us that it's that everything ain't COVID.
$13,000 for every positive test.
Yeah, and the ones who died with COVID, they got money for that too.
Yep.
Yes.
So people go in for whatever, and then like if for some reason they put the people in a, say the person ended up in a coma, they'd give them something like remdesivir, and then a day or two later they're dead.
They put intubate you, they get so much money. The ones that gave the remdes got so much money.
The remdesivir shuts your kidneys down, and whoops.
Yes, it does.
You wasn't supposed to say that on here.
A lot of people, once they hit you with it, you're done. They said it's like a 3% chance of coming out of it.
Yep.
Now, thankfully, I had done some during the whole COVID nonsense, or as I like to call it, the plandemic. I had nothing worse than the flu.
Well, this is the first time I've been sick.
But I've been pretty fortunate. I got a strong immune system, so I usually don't get sick, almost never.
I do. If I do, it's usually a bad version of it I get. Some things I'll get a sniffle for a couple of days, but if I really come down with it, it kicks my ass when I do get some.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's usually I'm the same way. I almost never get sick, but when I do, I'll have a cough and sniffles for 3 days. Gone. If it's really bad, maybe 4 or 5.
Oh, the first day I was just sleeping. I think that's when I was. It may have been the second day that I watched the movie with Indy.
The what movie?
I think, and then Indy was having a movie backstage, and we watched a movie, and then she went live so we could tell about the movie, and I was like, I'm pooped. I don't want to talk, but I did.
But what was the name of the movie?
Metropolis. And it was in 1927, I think. And it's it has a lot of symbolism in it. I'll just say
never heard of that movie. But
it's free on YouTube right now. You want to watch it? And
now, if it's Casablanca, I might go rewatch it. But other than that, no, I got no interest in it.
So the next day when I was awake more, I was the biggest baby you ever saw. So I was like, I'm not talking to nobody because I am a baby and I will be a baby to everyone. And so then today I was just mad because I didn't get to see Uncle Ted in Dripping Springs. Dang it.
Oh, I'm sure there's a clip of Uncle Ted somewhere being down there.
Oh, I showed it at the beginning of this. I was sharing it, and yes, there's streamers that filmed it. I'll go back and see what I missed. And
well, that's Uncle Ted. Probably not a whole lot, but
he was there for a minute. He flew in on a helicopter. But Dripping Springs is like a spot in the road, kind of. It's not a real big place. It's they have an H-E-B and a Home Depot.
One of them lives around there, one of the music stars, don't they?
Well, there's a lot of them that live around.
No, I was meaning right there by Dripping Springs or in Dripping Springs. Somebody lives there.
We have from Lakeway to Fredericksburg, there's all kinds of musicians, actresses, actors.
I know Kid Rock and what's his name? Hank Williams Jr. got a place down there. Willie's got a place down there.
Yes, Willie's got a ranch. And
Ted's got a place down there.
Matthew
Did you guys, McConaughey, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. And there was a resort north of me that they, oh gosh, everybody owns a piece of it. Patrick Swayze was a member there, George Strait. I used to keep the books there, so I know all the incomes and everything. And it's like, holy cow, I could be, no, it's more than I would want, actually.
Did you guys hear about the Biden hot mic? I think a couple days back, where he talked about sending F-15s against Texas.
Yes. Well, you know, the saying here now is bring it.
Sure.
It was.
I mean, there's a reason they tell you not to mess with Texas, but, you know, some people are stupider than others and got to learn the hard way. So,
yeah.
What do you think of Putin? Well, I'll help you defend it.
It was.
What are the idiot drivers that are like 10,700 or whatever heading for the border to what, clog up traffic for 2 hours? Or what are they doing?
They have not clogged up traffic at all. They drove.
There's 700 trucks. The hell they didn't.
Would you listen? They drove
Sorry, go ahead.
from Virginia to Dripping Springs.
Okay.
I think it was a 2-day trip. I can't remember when they started. They got
it's probably a 2, maybe 3-day trip. That sounds about right. Yeah.
They got to Dripping Springs last night. It was about 9 p.m. I was with them the whole way. Glory be. Y'all know
Convoy,
Glory
probably.
Be.
Were they all on a big convoy going down?
Sisters, yes. And they were going on 10, and then they got on 71. I kept telling them, because the route showed they were going to go through San Antonio. And I said, that is taking y'all way out of the way. I don't know what you're thinking. When they were in Katy, I said, no, not even Katy. They were in Baton Rouge. I said, you are 6.5 hours from Austin. Take 71. And I kept saying that in the chats, and they were like, what are you freaking out about? And I said, I'm just trying to help y'all take a shorter route. If you go through San Antonio, first of all, San Antonio, you could meet up with some trouble there because that's where everything's going on from the border. And I said, it just only makes sense to take 71. So anyway, they ended up taking 71 up. They had people joining them all the way. Mm-hmm. I watched one of the chatters, her son lives in Bastrop, and when they were passing Bastrop, he joined in to the convoy.
So how many trucks in total?
I am not sure. When they got to Dripping Springs,
700-800 trucks or more?
Truckers from Canada, truckers from all over the place were meeting up in Dripping Springs. Bikers, all the bikers met up in Dripping Springs.
Right.
So it sounds like part of the group went on to Arizona, and the rest are going to go to the Children's Ranch in El Paso. And I know the bikers are in on going to El Paso because they were asking where they could be in the convoy, and they said you're going to be right up front. So the bikers are going to be in the lead.
Sure.
And
But
they
I
will,
mean, so you got what?
they'll be
We'll just round up and say 1,000 people, because you got a bunch of bikers, 700 plus truckers, whatever. Everybody, their mom and their cat joined it.
right.
So that's a massive clog in traffic, because if they're coming down 10, that's only a two. There's a few spots where you might get 3 lanes wide. So you got most trucks, depending on speed limits of various things, you're only going to get 65, 70 miles an hour. So you got 10-mile long convoy of 700, 800, whatever trucks, bikers, whoever else, going down there, clogging shit up, going to the border. What? I mean, they're going to start staying down there to do patrols and wander up and down,
I
clog
don't
traffic,
think they'll be
or
going
make a
10.
show, or
I think that they would probably take 290. And I know the
well, I mean, depending on what the truck routes were, they could go 10 towards San Antonio to take the outer rings and then on down, or they could have taken, like you said, 71. I don't know. I haven't been following it closely enough to know for sure. Other than that many trucks, I can guarantee will clog traffic, and you got a bunch of bikers out front.
going west where there's nothing, I think they'll be all
Well,
right.
I mean, technically, they're gonna be the traffic. But
Yeah.
I mean, showing up. Well, I mean, what are they trying to accomplish?
They are having a revival. They're going to this children's ranch that is
Okay.
Christian based, and they are having a revival. That's what this
Well-
whole thing has been about.
So they're just going down there to have service, basically,
Well, few
which
speeches.
is fine. I got no problem with that. If that's what you're going there for, okay, fine. I just didn't understand why 700 or to 1,000 people felt it necessary to clog up traffic to go down to have service. I mean, if that's what you want to do, sure, go for it. I got no problem with that. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's free country. You can do what you want.
Poor thing, but I'm glad it didn't get stupid. But I did hear that some of the trucks were down and people were catching and people owed money on it. Some of these drivers were being fired, and then they come pick the truck up. Some guys that owed money on trucks to certain banks to find out who it is, and they're repossessing trucks.
Right.
I
Well,
haven't
that's a
seen-
whole other set of separate issues if they're, behind
haven't
on
seen-
something, or the company's doing something.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of that with this. This is all these people seem to own their own whatever they're in. Like I said, I've been riding along with Glory B. If she's not on, I'll switch over to Oreo Express, but that's a hard watch for me. So I try to just stay on Glory B's channel. She's a Christian woman. She's one of the J6ers that is down there every night
Sure.
on the corner. She's
So,
a good woman. She's just, bless her
So
heart.
qu-
Thank you, B.
quick question. So they say it's a Christian ranch and they're Christian people. Are they the people that are actual Christians, or just the ones who say they are in name only?
Well, the signs all over it say they are.
Right. Well, I can say I'm
Filled with God.
the Pope, but
Well,
that
I
doesn't
don't
make me the
know.
Pope. And I'm
So-
not saying, and they could be, to be fair, they could be legitimate, true Christians, and that if they are, that's great. But there's a lot of people who say they're Christians, and then they go out Monday through Friday, or Monday through Saturday, and spend all night at the bars, out hanging, smoking, whatever.
So have we come to the point where we don't trust anybody, anywhere, anytime?
Well, I've never, to be completely fair, I've never trusted anybody from the word jump. So
I hate that. I know there's good people out there, and
yeah, no, I
and
mean there
until
absolutely
you
are good
prove
people.
me wrong, they're good. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
absolutely.
I'm
Nothing wrong with
not
that.
the opposite. They're bad until they prove that they're good. That's not the way I look at people. To me, they're good until they prove they're bad. It's the same thing with the way the law is supposed to be. You're innocent until proven guilty.
Anymore, unfortunately, though, that it's guilty until proven innocent, even though it should be the reverse. But I mean, that's another whole separate issue. But
yes, but like I said, y'all look up some of the names I was telling you. Dr. Pete Chambers.com. He's the one who organized this. He was
but yeah, now I was just trying to ask general questions because there's a lot of people who
he's military. He's just, I think he was special operations.
Right on.
I don't know. Seems like a pretty decent guy. He will be there at the ranch. And then there is Ryan Zink. He's a J6er. He's running for a political position, I think. And he is making the money on his own. He was at Dripping Springs. He was selling flags, t-shirts. He's got some pretty good merchandise. He doesn't have it online. He's from North Texas.
Yeah.
Excuse me. He seems like a good guy. And I've seen too many good people. I don't know why Sarah Palin came down for this. That kind of surprised me. Guess she's looking for publicity for something or other. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool that Ted Nugent showed up, and then people were saying he doesn't do anything unless it's for money. And I'm sorry, but he spends a lot of his life here in Texas, and I think that he would show for something like that. Who said all that up there? I'm missing the cat. Yes.
Should have stopped at the truck stop before I got a little bit further.
Good to see you.
Should have stopped and give you some more water.
That's what I need. Drink. I haven't been drinking as much as I'm supposed to, I don't think.
I typically on a 5 or 6 day stretch, I'll go through about 6 liters in the really hot months. In the winter, I might only 6 to 12, depending on whether it's really hot and I drink a lot of water or if it's just kind of average temperature.
Gathering to pray for our country. God has been waiting for us to get off our butts and do something like that. Amen.
Hey, Marshmallow. Yeah, I'm just sitting here pondering in my mind what you guys were just talking about just having to trust people openly. I can't do it anymore. It used to be that way 3 or 4 years ago, but so many people that false judge me, accuse me of doing stuff that I never did do anything, and I like to know where their proof is. When I know I didn't do anything, it's still getting blamed for whether it was me and you hanging out or whatever. People talking in the shadows. A bunch of people that are like-minded on here can't agree and trust each other. So much backstabbing out there, and that's just people we sort of know. You can't just openly trust whoever walking up either, because you can't be that stupid and blind and just, oh, I'm going to let you in here.
Whoops. They went meat puppet.
Off with the trust thing.
Excuse me.
Wasn't meaning you trust me, but I'm just meaning trust in general.
Well, it doesn't bother me. Y'all can call me whatever you want to call me.
I don't call you anything, but
What's that song? You can call me.
Sorry about I hit the wrong button. I'm back.
But it's
So
wise
what?
names. You can call me Phil. You can call me
Al.
Call me Al. Yeah, something like that. I don't care what people call me. I really don't. That doesn't bother me a bit. They can call me whatever they want to. It doesn't affect me. I don't allow it. It doesn't change my character or the way I am. And so that's not an issue with me. For me, it's like, so that's what I say. I trust people until they give me a reason not to trust them. And so there's been people who have given me reason not to trust them, even in this YouTube community, but it hasn't been by calling me names or anything like that. It's actually just showing their true character. And after you've been watching these people and talking to them and getting to know them for 4 years, you do get to know a person's heart. And if their heart and or character is something that I feel is going to bring me down or just kind of alter my outlook in a different way, then that's whenever I just cut ties. I'm like, okay, I'll be nice to them. Whenever I see them anywhere, I am nice. I treat everybody just the same. But,
excuse me.
Yeah, we used to be close to a lot of people. Now I'm not close to anybody because I don't know where it came from. I don't really care anymore because it's you leave your door open, you end up getting. I've been screwed so many times. Here, people I know, people I thought were friends. It's all well and good what you can do for others, but I don't expect anybody to help me. But when I got hurt, everybody quit showing up. Chuck didn't have money to loan me. Chuck didn't have the ability to come over and help me no more. I don't need Chuck because Chuck can't do for me. God helps those who help themselves.
yes, and that's true. Communication is lost somewhat in text. I absolutely agree with that. So that's why a lot of times it's, like Elaine, love her to pieces, Canadian. She's we have a lot in common. She's very verbal. She's very convicted by what she believes, and great, people should be. And so I'll see what she says, but I don't let it affect me. If there's a question I have about it, I'll ask a question.
I don't let it me anymore either, Bonnie. I just don't give a crap anymore.
Well, I give a crap about my people.
I thought everybody listening and whoever they tell to listen, the ones that are honest and feel decent towards me, I feel the same way towards you. But if you got a cold thought for me, I got the same one back. Especially when I haven't done anything to hurt anybody. And it bothers me so much that people can be that way. Now they'll pay for it sooner or later because karma's a mean mother.
Hey, babe.
Well,
I'll get off here. I'm a stick in the mud on your show. I don't need it.
No, you're not, Chuck. You're fine.
No, you're good, Chuck. It's people call it karma, but it's really just reaping and sowing. What you sow out there is what you'll reap. So if you treat a bunch of people like shit, guess what?
For me, the past 2 holidays, really the past almost year and a half of shit going on around here. That it's like it is. I got more important things to dwell on than people I don't even know that I talk to on here. So I'm there for people that help. I waste my money's phone call. I don't even get all of our friends we had that we used to call each other, Bonnie. I don't hear shit from them either. So
I don't either. And yep, fighting over.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah. No, it's kind of like you have people you talk to all the time, and then you stop calling them to see if they'll call you first, and then you just don't hear from them anymore.
And so, I think everybody just got busy, or maybe I know I've seen it happen to a lot of people when you're overloaded with everything that's coming in on the YouTube. You get discouraged. You get caught up in the anger. You get caught up in and so that's why I keep saying we have to be careful what we see, what we hear, what we retain, because it will have an effect on us. And
sure it will.
That's why we have boundaries also. Is if you just think of yourself having this shield around you, and whatever you want to allow through that shield, you allow it. Whatever you don't, you don't.
a lot of people ask me, why do you say much love all the time on here? I say, I mean, at the bottom of my heart, I wish much love for everybody. And it's just.
Love you, Benjamin.
A lot of people say it sounds corny for a guy to say this, and I'm 6'7", 300 pounds. I don't give a fuck if I sound corny.
Ain't nothing wrong with sounding corny.
I'm scared of this Christmas. Hell, last Christmas holidays, they got Wyatt. This Christmas, they got Vicky. Damn lightning and tornado might hit the house this coming Christmas.
Did you see what Bruce said to you?
Yeah, thanks, Brew. And Ben and Pebbles. Thanks to all y'all. I'm not mad at anybody. It's just the ones that we get closest to us seem like the ones that stick in the back the fastest.
Amen, Elaine.
There's a few of them like meat. Talking to him, he said if he was this way, he'd gladly stop by and eat or whatever, but he don't get this way anymore.
No, and even when I did, it was, either to Baton Rouge or maybe over to DFW or something. Almost never have lots of free time. Of course, I'd go by, if I ever got up by George's way, up there where he's at, I'd definitely stop. I'd make time to stop and go see him. Or if I was down Chuck's way.
Just so you can push him in the lake, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Just for a polar bear plunge. Push him in the lake.
Yeah, like old George. He got me riled one day. We were back room and I left and then came back and he started apologizing to me and I cussed him out and left again. Bonnie was there for that.
No. And all of y'all in chat, y'all have always been respectful to everybody.
Yeah, most people in chat have been pretty good.
I don't see any problems here.
Yeah, I'm gonna start running my lives again, I guess. I've been so damn bored and I don't know what to do with myself.
Well, you can always start playing video games. It's a hobby. For me,
I've been out of bodied so hard, and I run other stuff on them just to go through and see if I can find new content and stuff that I played 500 times.
You know what?
Yeah. Now, it's an expensive hobby, but I like it. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Miss Bunny. What were you gonna say?
I saw a PlayStation 1 for sale for $50, and it's got these games with it, and I was like, I ought to get that and
Most
learn
of,
the games, but
I mean, you
I'm
can if you.
You
So
didn't
here's
go.
I
Yeah.
can't control those little controller things. That
You
my
You remember when Nintendo come out and it only had the little cross button and two other buttons in the old
yeah, it just had a
and a
cross,
button.
and you went up, down, over. That was it for like Frogger or Centipedes or any of them.
You get one of them, it might take you a week or so.
most of them old systems like that. If you want to play them, you can emulate them on your PC. You can just locate the files, we'll say, and put the emulators on there and open them up, and you can play them with some of the, like an Xbox controller or like an NES controller. If you get one of the Bluetooth ones that connect to your PC or something.
Well, and that's what I was wondering, if we could play
So-
games together, or Chuck, we should do backstage movies. I mean, that was pretty cool the way Indy set it up, and it was just showing the movie, and if anybody wanted to talk during the movie, they would just type in private chat, hey, I'd like to discuss this part, or can we take a break a minute? It's code yellow, whatever. I don't know if they say code yellow there, but that's what they say on Glory Be. And I was like, oh, that's a good one, code yellow.
Yeah, you remember we were one other person, they did that through, what was that? What's that called? Let me look.
Michelle.
Telegram.
Oh, Telegram? Yeah.
Telegram, yeah.
There was like 300 or 400 people in there and we watched something. You were there for it.
Then that was when 10 was showing that about the trafficking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that movie. Yeah, that's a. I haven't watched that movie yet, but I hear it's pretty hard to watch.
And well, this was totally different. It wasn't the Freedom movie. It was a documentary, and it got into a whole lot deeper than the movie does.
Oh, I'm sure if it was a documentary, I'm sure it probably did.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh. It's been a long day.
Yeah, Vicky's trying to get my attention. I guess I'll drop off here. If you want to start doing something like that, let me know, Bonnie.
Oh, yeah. I think that would be a good way to bring people together.
I got Hulu on here, so I could probably screen Hulu movies, or what else I got.
I was gonna say I got a bunch of streaming apps, but I also have an app that I use specifically for watching movies. New ones, old ones.
But
To tell everybody out here, if we had 300 in there for that, I imagine we all could do it. So, or on here, I don't know what they would do to us if we did it live. Probably copyright us.
In Telegram?
No, on here, YouTube.
Oh, yeah. We'd get a copyright and nothing flat.
I've had so many of them, but they say certain kinds of copyrights, they'll kick your channel.
Yeah. I actually think they would stop it. You know how they used to do? They would stop it, and then if it quit.
Especially when they're doing that hair music thing we go to, they shut the channel down for a minute and come back up, then the next time it'd be 2 minutes and then 5 minutes.
Yeah. Until they just you down. Well, I have Netflix and Prime.
I have them all. Netflix, Prime, Hulu.
I got Philo.
Shit. I pretty much, if you can name a streaming service, I more or less have it.
You need to have it. As long as you get a signal, you can watch something.
including Prime. Have you guys watched the new Reacher series on Prime? That is a good series.
I hated the way it ended. I hope they do another season, but
They are. They're doing a third season. If you go over to Instagram and find Alan Rickson's account from sometime last week, he said season 3 is based on book X, but I forgot what the book was.
what's the show based off a book? Was it Hard Luck and something, wasn't it, or Bad Luck and something?
That's the current one. Yeah, was the bad luck and whatever. And he's already said what season 3 is going to be based on for a book, but it was on his Instagram. I forgot what he said it was.
Who is Tim Ballard? Why have I heard that name?
Who?
He's a comedian or something. No, he's
Tim Ballard.
He's a movie star or something, isn't he? I'll look it up real quick.
Not that I know of. But like the Alan Rickson guy they got playing Reacher, he used to be Aquaman back in Smallville TV series.
Tim Ballard, American anti-human trafficking businessman.
Oh, okay.
American activist, speaker, and author who is founder of the former CEO of Operation Underground Railroad. I think he's the one that did that last.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He's the one that did Sound of Freedom. That's where I've heard that name.
Tim Ballard says pedophiles are salivating at the media outlets ripping Sound of Freedom.
Yeah. So Reacher is what that is called.
Yeah, it's on Prime.
It's on private action. You'll like it. Even Vicky will start. She goes, "What is this?" And they started like, I don't know, because that guy's like a mountain.
You can binge watch right now. Season 1 and 2, they both are done. There's like 7 or 8 episodes a season.
Reacher on Prime.
Yep.
I just got through watching The Stand. Me and Vicky, she missed 2 episodes of it. She started watching it yesterday. I binged it.
Yeah, matter of fact, if you have Peacock, you can watch. There's a show called The Irrational. The main character of that is the guy who played the dad to the Flash on CW.
Chuck, I have something to show you. We've been
That's what
talking
she
about
said.
this. We've been talking about this for a while, and a map was sent to me, and I was like, wasn't that just interesting?
What image?
Let me. I didn't realize it was in Facebook. I had to close out a whole bunch of stuff, so it's not showing to everybody. There it is.
But yeah, I think I threw that out there too the other day. I like it. Not Viter. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm not sure where I Tornado Grande or
you're in Weirdistan, sort of, because you're in between them two, Austin and San Antonio, ain't you? Between that and Kerrville, so you might be in the.
I could be right in here, or like right on the line of Weirdistan, and I don't know, somewhere in there.
South Oklahoma. I laughed at that.
I know. But why this little tiny piece right here? That in New Mexico.
Yeah, Weirdistan. They did that because of Austin. They're more jacked up than San Antonio, ain't they?
Not Viter. So isn't Viter like down in here? Or is
That little bitty place down there below or southwest of Galveston. Somewhere in that area, southwest, west southwest.
Galveston.
As part of the treaty, Vider has been ceded to Louisiana.
So where it says not Vider, Vider is in Vider, not Vider.
Let me see. I'll find it real quick.
I don't know. So the rumor is that they're going to divide Texas into 5 different states because they don't like us being so big.
I thought Texas was going to be succeeding from the Union. I thought was the rumor.
No, Vider's over by Beaumont, going towards Louisiana.
That's what I thought. It was lower down than.
Oh, excuse me.
But it's not.
Because Houston's in the New Mexico too, isn't it?
Let's see.
On that map I had, I'm pretty sure.
I think Houston was at the bottom of itself. Let me look. See if I still have that.
Oh, Houston's in not Vider also. Corpus Christi and San Antonio are in New Mexico. I don't know.
That's why they're saying one of the things too are talking about that's Texas, and they're even talking about dividing it into 4 states, which would qualify it. Another thing, qualify it as its own country. If we did go with our own country, it'd be like 40th largest country, and it'd have like number 50 and far as wealth, or it might have been low. Yeah. But then there's industry, and we got military that compels with a lot of people. And
yeah.
Everybody's trying to figure out why Putin's so happy to get in the middle and say, we'll help you protect the border if you're going to succeed.
I have a question for y'all.
Huh.
You heard about the 3 soldiers that were killed in the tower?
Sure.
Where was that at?
I have no idea. I haven't heard anything about it.
You haven't heard nothing about it?
Nope.
It's all over the place.
I don't watch much of the talking heads anymore.
No, it's on every outlet you can find.
Yeah, I don't listen to any mainstream outlets. I do some of the YouTube news guys, like Marfugel or Dabu7 or Next News Network, One American News, some of that stuff. But I don't listen to mainstream news. Period.
Well, anyway, so all 3 of them were from Georgia, which is unusual that they would be all from the same state. Jordan, Syria, that's it. 22-hour Syria.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Benjamin.
So come to find out, they were National Guard. Why would you send National Guard overseas? That doesn't happen.
I don't know. Most states have been sending their National Guard down to Texas.
Yeah, but you don't send them out of the United States.
I think
why they did over to oh shit, where was it? Iraq or Afghanistan? They were sending the National Guard over there, and that was done by the feds.
Oh, that's a fishy story to me.
I'm not saying they should. I'm just saying they have.
I'm Joe Biden, and I forgot this message.
Sounds about right.
I'm going to say that.
Make it a bumper sticker.
Yeah. I heard somebody talking about the Guidestones and how quick they went down.
Yeah, they blew them up on purpose. I'm sure they did.
That was Wildlife was talking about that. In Indy.
Oh, speaking of, I wonder. No.
No one's ever said anything about the time capsule that was supposed to be underneath.
Sorry. I think I briefly heard about that, but I haven't heard anything. I heard there could have been one, but other than that, I haven't heard anything about it since.
Yeah. Hey Sharon, how are you doing? Yeah, Georgia rigging, something like that.
Hey Chuck, check your Facebook Messenger. Look what I sent you. Something I found
All right.
today.
I'm trying to see if I can find it about the war put up here, but I'm not seeing it anywhere. I'm looking. Let's see. Or about the 3 soldiers. Oh, A&W old bottle.
Yeah, it's a jug.
What is it, like a 2-quart jug or a quart jug? Or
Yeah, it's about a quart, maybe 2. It's a good size. It's a good size jug.
Like a shine jug.
Yeah, it looks like an old shine jug, but it's an A&W. It's got Chuck will show you. It's got A&W on it.
Got a little finger holes and hold it up on your elbow and
Yep, got a little finger hole, yep. Screw on cap. And then I got that, and then I ended up with a one of their newer mugs. This is A&W, the food you grew up on the side of the cup.
Oh, cool.
But I'm ready to find one just to get another root beer float.
Yeah, this one was over south of Minneapolis, off of I-35. It had one of the old style A&W restaurants with the burger, the little statue guy holding a burger.
Yeah.
Had the drive-through, or the pull-up and Sonic style parking.
Is that where you can get an amazing burger and a root beer float?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
A&W, yeah.
I think they got awesome onion rings too that we used to have.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Oh, I couldn't even touch the onion rings. The root beer float was enough to fill you up, but
oh yeah, the root beer floats are always on point.
Yeah. And then try to drink all the root beer float. Oh, I remember those days. I could put on 40 pounds really quick.
Yeah, when we were up in Arkansas up there, the lady up there, when I ordered my root beer float, she goes, "You're not going to get the thing that makes it the best." I'm like, "What is it?" She goes, "A double bacon cheeseburger fully loaded." I'm like, "I would, but I'm not hungry. I just wanted a root beer float."
I like their Big Papa burgers, the double Big Papa burgers.
I think that's what she was talking about. It was that double meat, double bacon, cheese, and then the fully loaded.
Oh, I don't know how y'all eat a double anything burger. Goodness.
Yeah.
That's like
yeah, I mean that
triple. When I get eat big, I couldn't eat a triple Whataburger.
I could probably eat a triple Whataburger, but I'd have to take a nap afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were telling Glory B, try to find a Whataburger. And then everybody in chat started, oh God, yes, Whataburger. I miss that in Texas. And well, back in the day, they used to be really good. I don't know if they're still good like they used to be.
Buddy of mine said he lives in Pennsylvania. He's from Louisiana, and he said he has to wait till he crosses into South Tennessee before he can find a Whataburger.
Yeah, no, I mean down south, you'll find them in Alabama, Georgia, I think there's a few Whataburgers in Texas, but you're not going to find any in Louisiana.
We got a lot of Whataburgers here.
They got him in Louisiana too. He lives in Pennsylvania now, and he's like, I got to cross the Mason-Dixon line before I can get a Whataburger. Damn it!
Right. Well, here's the thing. Whataburger is good. Five Guys is better.
I've never had Five Guys.
Yeah. Five Guys is better than Whataburger. I'd put White Castle on the bottom of that list. I haven't had In-N-Out Burger yet, so I don't know where they would rate. But
I've heard him say Five Guys.
Checkers is or
don't taste like it's real guys ground up in it.
No.
I don't go to any of those places. Even back whenever we did go out to eat, I would go to the mom and pops.
No, the mom and pop places are the best ones to go to, but
because we can go west and get the best German food you've ever had, and we can go east and get really good German food, and then there's Chinese and Thai but I prefer just the home cooked meals. And so there's a lot of restaurants that are just that, just a lot of.
I know a mom and pop place up in southern Missouri. As you take 55 down towards Memphis, we're not far from where 57 and 55 meet. It's a little way south of there. There's a really good barbecue joint.
In Tennessee, a few years back, I was up there. I ate at a place called Backyard Burger. You ever had them?
No, I haven't had Backyard or In-N-Out, but I've had pretty much every other burger place.
Backyard tastes like it's like Hardee's, but made out. Somebody cooked it on the grill, which they say everything they cook in there, their grill is over. They got hickory coal or something in there that they cook over.
Yeah.
You could smell it a mile away. It smelled like a giant barbecue as you're getting close to it. That's how I ended up trying it there. Like, damn, that smells good. It smells like
As a matter of fact, if you're ever over near south of Atlanta, Georgia, in Jackson, Georgia, next to the Flying J truck stop, there's a barbecue stand called Old Rudy's Barbecue.
Yeah.
Some of the best food and barbecue I've ever had.
There's
Matter
one
of fact, go ahead.
East side of San Antonio. That's where
I haven't been to that one, but
we get Bill Miller's. I love Bill Miller's. That's the only two is Bill Miller's and Jim's are the only two chain restaurants that I like, because Jim's doesn't cross-contaminate, and Bill Miller's barbecue and their southern fried potatoes are amazing. The rice and beans, everything at Bill Miller's is good.
No, that's what I kind of like about this Old Rudy's place south of Atlanta in Jackson.
Yeah,
it's just one of the places. I called them last week. Said, hey, if you're willing to ship this a gallon of barbecue sauce to my house, I'll pay for it. If you're willing to ship it, I've been waiting to hear back from them. I haven't heard back from them.
That's my dad. So he started, it has to be Rudy's Barbecue. And that's what he's like, it has to be Rudy's.
You talking about German, Bonnie, you ever had Wiener Schnitzel? That's basically German chicken fried steak.
No.
They make pounded flat veal, and then it's like breadcrumbs fried on it. It's fucking awesome.
I don't mind a good kielbasa with some sauerkraut.
And that's, if I go German, it's sausage and kraut. Definitely.
So I usually do regular onions instead of sauerkraut, but I mean, it's a kielbasa. Either way is good.
Yeah.
Here, I'll show you a picture of what Wiener Schnitzel looks like, Bonnie.
Oh,
Chicken fried steak, basically, but it's usually veal or pounded beef. The tender parts is so tender. You don't like chicken fried steak, though. You wouldn't like it.
I do like chicken fried steak. I don't
chicken fried steak's good.
I don't fry a lot of food. That's chicken fried steak is maybe once a year here.
Deep fried turkey's good.
In Italian, oh my gosh, eggplant parmesan is amazing.
I like that veal parm.
And veal, yes.
You leave the pasta out of it. I don't care much about noodles because they're shit for you anyway. But I'll meatballs, sauce, garlic bread, dipping it, and all that's good.
Yeah, I love pulled pork. Yep. What was that thing you were cooking on, Chuck?
What? Yesterday or day before?
I guess I just saw a short that you did.
That's an Orion cooker. It's you put the fire in the outside, in the bottom, around the very bottom of it, a ring. Then it's got a place in the top you put fire. Then on the inside and the bottom, it's got a big drip tray. You put wood chips in there. It's basically like a Cajun microwave. It's kind of like a pressure cooker, but it smokes too. I cooked 3 racks of ribs in an hour and a half, and had to pick 2 of the racks up because they pulled the bones out of the meat because they hang straight up and down like that. And to pull the bones out of the meat, they didn't fall apart or nothing, but I guess the weight on the bones, it was just too much in it. I was like, yeah, they're done if the bones are pulling out.
Yep. Did you make that?
No, it's something I found on Facebook Marketplace. They're about $200 or $300. I picked it up for $50 from somebody who bought it, didn't like cooking with it.
Huh.
You can make a brisket in like 3 hours and it's awesome, or a pulled pork in 2 or 3 hours.
I've just never seen one of those.
They're made out of stainless too, so that's a good thing about them. They don't rot out.
Yeah.
About 3/4 of a bag of charcoal, and it was still hot. 8 hours later, it burned about half of it up. If you don't put much in there in the beginning, it don't want to cook right.
That's why I have a propane grill. I can't stand charcoal. I don't know. To me, the meat always tastes like the lighter fluid.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
The only smoke it gets off of whatever wood chips, or if you don't put any in it, it don't get it. Yeah, Ben, I remember having that in Cleveland back in the day. That Mama said and then Dad said they took me to Brown Derby when I was a kid, but I don't remember that. All I know, that used to be an expensive restaurant. It was something to do with work, and they took Dad and Mom. It was a like the family thing.
Yeah, I think it's Al that's always talking about Green Hall. And so that's east of me, about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And there's really good food around there. Those Germans knew what they were doing, I'm telling you. German potato salad. Have you ever had that? Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I've had that. Mustard potato salad. I've had it Miracle Whip, regular mayo, no mayo, just oils. Somebody made it one way. It was almost like it had Italian dressing. I don't know if it's French potato salad or if that was German, but I've had German before. I don't like potatoes, but he put enough stuff with them and I'll eat it.
Yeah. It's Kevin. Boo. Listen. We have a wild game dinner once a year here.
Bison's good. Bison's good to eat, though. I like bison.
Tickets are pretty high, but they serve.
The wild boar meat's pretty good too, though. I like wild boar meat.
And we got those running through the town. If you go into town, you'll see them. Just
We're allowed
by
in
the
Texas,
court.
they're considered a nuisance, Bonnie. We can shoot them anytime. Did you know that?
Do what?
Wild hogs are considered a nuisance in Texas. We're allowed to shoot them anytime.
Oh, I know. I'm waiting for one to come in my yard.
I'd love to be able to get another round of wild boar meat. That'd be great.
William, you're
I need to find me somewhere to deer hunt off of. Either need a ground stand or build one of them ones that you can carry in like a pickup camper and then pop the legs down and get up in it.
Yeah. Well, a buddy of mine's son had went down boar hunting somewhere in Texas or Oklahoma somewhere some years back. Got like I think it was a whole hog, donated half, brought the other half home. The wife's like, "Yeah, you're not putting that in my fridge." We're like, "Bring it over here. We'll cook it every day for a month." And that's exactly what we did. Every day for a month, he'd come over. We'd fire up the grill and cook the wild boar meat.
Yeah.
It is super high in protein, but it tastes outstanding.
It's clean. It stinks until you get it cleaned up. But we usually put it in a grill for like a cooler for like a week and keep it iced down. Throw water, drain it off of it, and it bleeds it out. I like it. It's cleaner meat.
That's one of my friends. He lived over there in Magnolia, and he would come here to hunt, and he never knew what was going to be in my freezer. Something furry. And he'd have it wrapped until he'd head home, and then he'd pack it in ice and take it home with him, because frozen it would last till he got to Magnolia, and then he'd take care of them there. But so I had a best friend that I just watched her grow up and made sure she stayed safe for her mama, and introduced them together, and they have been married. Oh goodness, I think almost 40 years now.
It's a long time.
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen two deer together right before deer season, Bonnie, and I was down one of these back roads over here. I didn't have nothing with me but my one-handed cordless hole puncher, and I started to shoot them right out. They were only like 30 feet away from outside the road. I stopped, and they're just looking at me like, "What do you got for us?" I could have shot both of them, and it's like, yeah, my luck could be a cop on one end or the other end of this road. My need for nourishment of that type, my intelligence overrode it.
Thank you, William. William, you were missing one night at Indy's at the end. And I said, "Well, I don't see William," so I had to say it for you.
Yeah, duck is good. How you just gotta ice it down and let it water kind of clean it up, and then stuff a duck with seafood, make it like a seafood dressing, or hell, I've even heard of regular cornbread dressing and stuff with it. They're sagey enough that you won't need to taste a while.
Tree rat. Oh no.
Oh,
squirrels.
I love them things with gravy and rice.
I don't think I have ever tasted squirrel. Is there meat on them? Because when they run by me, they look pretty scrawny.
Yeah, they're kind of like eating them Cornish game hens.
Huh.
But it's little, my grandma used to fry them. My uncle and a bunch of people I know, they put 8 or 10 of them in a big flat, like cake pan, one of the big ones, and roll them in flour and bake them. And then when they're about done, pour water or milk or something on them, and they will turn into gravy and they fall off the bone.
So, is a quail about the size of a garnish hen also?
Probably a little bigger.
Oh, really?
But the squirrel, hell, the back legs are big, the front legs are small. They're about like, you might get as much meat off of a wing as you would between the back or front leg or something. The leg, probably the back's a little bigger, but the front's a little smaller. Like the drumstick part on a wing. I know some guys used to hunt in South Louisiana. I would eat deer and squirrel gumbo.
Oh my gosh. When I was about 9, I went with my best friend to her grandmother's house, and she had a big old pot of shrimp gumbo made. And that was the first time in my life I had ever tasted shrimp even. I think I ate 5 bowls of that stuff. I was hurting so bad, but I just couldn't stop. It was the best
Is that before the allergy got you bad?
Oh yeah, I ate shrimp. After that, it was every time we went out to eat. Can I have shrimp? No, it's too expensive. Till I grew up, and then every time we went somewhere to eat, I would either get shrimp or I was kind of addicted to fried chicken dipped in ranch dressing. Like, that is to die for. But so if they didn't have shrimp, I'd get that. But we had a shrimp place in town, and you could get a shrimp basket pretty cheap, $2 or $3. I don't know. It wasn't very much, and it's a lot of shrimp until. And I knew I was allergic to it because I would break out with a rash, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't like hives or anything. And
Point you couldn't breathe or none of that.
yeah, not until I don't know. When I had my last 2 kids, that's when I started noticing I was getting sick when I'd eat it.
You say she thinks of some of the shots they gave her on the kids when you go in there that's had something to do why she always felt shitty after it. It could have been what got you too.
No, this is before I had them. I started getting sick on it. And then when I went in the hospital to have them, everything they were using on me, everything in the hospital is iodine based. And doctor came in there and looked at me, and he told the nurse, put in big red letters on the front of her folder, no iodine, food or chemical.
You're allergic to latex too, ain't you?
No, my daughter is. I'm not. Not that I know.
I was gonna say that where it's really messed up, you couldn't be around anything in a hospital then.
Well, they have latex-free gloves. The dentist has to use latex-free gloves.
There was some saying in the pokey poke going around it, it's got some forms of latex in it.
And that wouldn't surprise me because that's what I was saying when my daughter was going to go to college. They have to have a meningitis shot, I think it is. And I took her, I told her I'd get her exempt, and she wouldn't let me. So I took her to the doctor, and he said, "Is she allergic to anything?" And I said, "Nothing that'd be in there, just latex." And he got on the computer and looked, and he goes, "Yep, it's in there. If she can't have it." And I said, "So there. Here's your paper. Take this with you." Excuse me.
Well, hell, I guess I'm gonna get off here. Love y'all. Good to see you.
Yeah, I need to get to. I think we lost one.
Yeah, I was gonna do a lot. Seeing you on, and I was like, "Damn, you on early." I was just looking around, thinking about seeing if you would want to do one about 8. But I'm lived out now.
Oh, and I wasn't even going to talk much. I was like, I'm just going to show videos, and then I won't have to talk a lot. And then here I am talking my head off. Well, all of y'all with that, thank you. Love y'all. Y'all have a good night. Hang in there. God bless everybody. See you next time. Support Texas.